You said public pollsters act like a bartender who keeps pouring whiskey for a drunk customer and is then surprised when the customer wrecks his car on the way home. I think the point you were trying to make is polls are not a crystal ball, but as people are going through this presidential election, what would you advise them as?
Yeah, so if you're saying the polls are wrong, all right, that's not a good place to be. You're in denial of reality. That doesn't mean that the polls aren't necessarily wrong. Doesn't mean you're not necessarily right, but the odds are that you're wrong and that you're just trying to shield yourself from some unpleasant aspect of reality that you don't want to come to terms with. Right? The reality is that Kamala Harris has been surging and Donald Trump has retained his voters. It's just that Kamala Harris has brought Democrats back into the fold. So right-wing media portrayed window covering at ballot center as nefarious. Here's what's really happened. CNN.
Every American should be angry. You should be worried. You should be concerned at what has happened in the election.
Fox News personalities attempted to sow distrust about the legitimacy of the presidential election results.
Question every American is going to have to answer for themselves. Do you trust what happened in this election? You believe?
And the evidence is overwhelming that the vote count, certainly for the presidency, was overwhelmingly on the up and up.
These election.
On the other hand, there were unprecedented voting changes due to COVID that would encourage regular people who are not particularly nasty, all right, to question why, right? We had all these voting changes, so there is a reason why there would be increased distrust for the 2020 election results, right? Aside from bad faith and idiocy, because we had all these election procedure changes, and it appeared that the Democrats pretty much got all the changes that they wanted, and they were simply more effective than Republicans at electoral voting procedure change.
Results are accurate. Do you believe this was a free and fair election? I have a lot of questions.
They implied Democrats had stolen the election through fraud and corruption without citing evidence.